Happy post-Thanksgiving and welcome to the consumerist season, everyone. We're here for a double-hitter week with Retsutalk episode 13. I am here with my two new video game savvy pals, Chip Cheezum and General Iron Man.
Yeah, I just did that marathon. It was great.
Yeah. How'd that go?
I'm dead.
By marathon, you mean you rode a train?
Yeah, for 6 whole hours. It was something.
Yeah. Did you have to do a lot of training for that train?
No, you basically just pay and they don't even look at your ticket. So if anyone wants to blow up a train, not hard.
Oh my god. And that's been the podcast.
Goodbye. Never going to see us again.
Yeah. And so you're both Michigan natives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's talk sports for a second. Detroit Lions football. Yearly tradition of losing on Thanksgiving still continues to this day. Good to see that. Good to see Detroit staying consistent and strong.
They were so close to winning, too.
Did you hear that? I think the cops just heard what I said about blowing up trains.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, I guess it's just us.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that.
Oh, okay. So how did Thanksgiving go? Do you have any awkward family conversations?
I learned a lot about inseminating goats.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I had a depressing grandma over, so...
a depressing grandma?
A depressing grandma who... I have a grandma where every year a doctor says she doesn't have long to live, and then she lives for another year, and it's happened for 6 years in a row.
She just fucking hates doctors. I'll show you.
She lives in a home, and she has Alzheimer's, like, pretty terribly, and... For some reason, everybody had this great idea of, let's take her out of the home and bring her here for Thanksgiving. And it worked out somehow, but I honestly don't know how she's still alive. I don't know if that sounds, like, mean, but it's like everything about her, it just feels like her entire being is just being held together with, like, tape. Like, if you just breathed at her wrong, like, she just would fall into pieces.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah, so that was fun. It was great.
I could just imagine the autopsy turning into an unboxing video.
There's a Wii U inside Grandma!
Wow! Man, how long
I thought I had to wait in line forever!
It's a deluxe set even. Wow.
Perfect. Well, it is a yearly Southern tradition for Thanksgiving where you listen to your family bitch about Democrats. Yes, ever since 2008 when Barack Obama was elected to office, I've had to endure my uncle and my dad bitching about him.
I imagine this year would have been worse than most.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It happened pretty quickly, but my uncle and dad were on the other side of the table. There's this kind of awkward period where they were the only people talking. Me and my brother-in-law and my sister were just kind of like, I mean, they were basically talking about how the country is destined to become a dystopian wasteland in the next 4 years.
All right.
So they looked out their window. And
they called 51% of the country basically morons, because that was his margin of the popular vote. And it was a fun time. Yeah. Also, lots of babies.
It's really easy to imagine the country's becoming a dystopian wasteland every November.
Mm-hmm. And, it will become a dystopian wasteland on December 21st. The end of the world is going to come pretty soon.
Man.
So, Chip, get some enjoyment out of that Wii U while you still can.
Yeah. I won't even be able to play all the games that come out in February.
You have less than a month to frolic in Nintendo Land. And buy that Nintendo Land merch.
Pikmin 3 is the force that will hold back Armageddon.
Everybody wants to play. Man.
If you guys were to envision the end of the world, what would be your preferred way for the end to come about? What's your kind of ideal apocalypse? As contradictory as that term is.
Super volcano. I want Yellowstone to explode.
Yeah, see, I kind of had the same idea, because for me, in any kind of apocalyptic scenario where there were a small number of survivors, I, with my condition, would not last very long unless I were able to, hole up in a pharmacy somewhere. So I'm thinking the ideal way to end the world would just be a big fireball, really quick, everyone dies, leaving scorched earth and nothing, except whatever lives underground. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
So those 51% of Americans would still survive, those subterranean mold men idiots.
Yes. Yes, that would be my uncle's preferred end of the world would be for a very selective apocalypse targeting socially progressive people.
So the rapture. That's what he's at.
Yes, the rapture. More or less.
Speaking of uncles, they're kind of crazy. I have 2 of those.
I know where this is going. All right.
Yeah, so I have 2 crazy uncles. I actually haven't... Ironicus is really familiar with one of them because I post his Facebook statuses like all the time because they're always insane. But
Like you retweet his Facebook status?
I just post them like Skype.
Your family get along with them, basically. That's all we
Yeah.
really need to say.
What's really funny though, because like he was really upset when Obama won the first time, and he was, I'm assuming, incredibly upset that Obama won this year too. But the thing is, he was tweeting so much stuff like the day of the election, and like that. Ever since Obama has won, he hasn't said a single thing on Facebook, and I'm like worried.
Did he kill himself?
No, he's called my house a couple times, talking to my dad, and my dad says that he just sounds like a basket case now. I'm worrying that he's like making a stockpile of weapons or something.
Is he trying to get your family on a boat to Somalia, the last safe country in the world?
Oh God! But I have another uncle that's on.
No, they're
my
going to
mom's-
make sure we get health care when we're sick. Run away!
Oh God!
You should be careful because there was a guy in Tampa who killed himself because Obama got reelected.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also somebody in Florida who got shot for taking someone else's parking space on Friday. So
And their names were both Uncle Cheezum.
No!
That's the state to be.
So yeah, the end of the world is nigh. So enjoy that.
Yeah.
Be a limited number of podcasts available until then.
We'll be playing all your favorite hits from now until we all die screaming.
All right.
And here's one from Joni Mitchell.
So what's on your guys' Christmas wish list this year? What are you looking to get?
Pikmin 3. Advanced copy.
Well, that would be nice. I can't really get it as a present, but I love to live in my own place. Like, now.
Oh.
I mean, I love my family. It's just like by now, it's like I was just sitting like a month ago. And I was just like staring at the wall. It's like, wow, I should move out.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Everybody keeps asking me that, seeing my family. But I'm just telling them all, don't get me anything, save it for, like, the wedding registry. And they say no. And I'm like, okay.
No? Like they don't believe you're getting married?
Well, no,
That's
they
never
want to get
gonna
something for
work.
the registry
Come
and
on.
something at Christmas. They want to be super generous. I'm like, okay, just save up. Like, we're registering for a honeymoon? And be like, that's expensive. You can pay for that if you want to buy us anything.
Where's the honeymoon?
Buy
gonna
me
be?
plane tickets. We're going to Florida, of all places. So, hopefully don't have to get in too many crowded parking lots.
Orlando, Miami?
Yeah. We're going to go hit up all the Orlando resorts. Yes.
Oh,
We're
nice,
doing the
nice.
Disney thing. We're that sort of sickeningly sweet.
No.
No. Yeah. I've never been.
Oh, never?
Nope.
Neither have I.
So that's going to change. About a year from now, actually. We're planning to go in the fall when it cools off. Because, it will be sticky and gross. And really, really crowded otherwise.
Yeah. Try to plan, because there's a site you can look at that projects the crowds at each park in Disney.
Oh, that's cool. What is that
Yeah.
called?
I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I will send it to you
Well, if
later.
you think of it within the next 12 months, let me know.
Yes.
You've got time.
The world's going to be over by then anyway.
Damn it.
You're going to get married in a wooden shack in the middle of the woods surrounded by zombies or fire, or however the world's going to end.
I just decorated a
and
Christmas tree and there won't even be a Christmas? Is that what you're telling me?
That is what I'm telling you.
Well,
And
if Obama makes it earlier,
Obama!
damn it!
And I have a niece, and her birthday is on the Rapture. Yeesh. Thanks a lot, niece. She's actually really nice, though.
And it's too bad she bears the mark of
It's too
Satan.
bad she's the harbinger of death and destruction and decay for the entire Earth, but she's quite sweet otherwise.
All right.
Yeah, she can say hi and wave at you.
On the 21st, she will be turning 6. 6.
Oh my god. I never thought of it this way. And what if she was born at 6 o'clock?
So anyway, back to inseminating goats. This really was the best thing that happened to me, all things
That was really why we started this podcast in the first place, was to hear about your inseminating
my
goat
aunt,
story.
she lives out near Chelsea on this big old bit of land. They're sort of making a farm, but like, it's more of a petting zoo, really. They've got a pair of goats, 3 ducks, and way too many chickens. And they're all new. This is the first time anyone's seen them. And apparently, if you want to breed your standard poodle, it will cost you $1,500 in stud fees. If you want to breed a goat, $35 shipping included.
Oh.
Goats are cheap dates. And they don't actually send you a goat for your goat. They just send you a test tube of the necessary materials.
What?
And you just got to figure out how to get the goat spunk into your lady goat.
So they send you the goat spunk.
Yes.
Well, you load it like in a cock gun, right?
Yeah, I was saying...
More like a cock gun, because it's spunk. What?
We're trying to figure out what to get them for Christmas, so I just said we should just get, a turkey baster for my aunt, and she'll be good to go.
Who jerked off the goat?
That's what I'm wondering. And how much do they get paid? So this only costs $35. Is this hourly? Does he have to make up for volume of goats?
These hands and this lube are worth at least $35, son.
Don't they have robots to do this now?
Imagine being the goat if it's a robot.
I mean, it would have to be a robot that's sexy to a goat, right?
So it's made of tin cans and sweaters?
I would assume so.
Really high failure rate with those robots.
Also, the 3 ducks are named Ping the Duck, Pong, and Paddle.
Pong and Paddle?
Yeah.
Were they fans of early video games?
Well, I guess there's a children's story called Ping the Duck, and Paddle the Duck is such a great name for a duck, so they just sort of bridged it and made a set with the names.
Right. I'm sorry, how's this relate to jerking goats off?
Well, they're about 10 feet away.
The ducks like to watch.
Yeah.
Sick ducks. Well, speaking of goat spunk, the Wii U came out pretty recently. And, Chip, you did pick that up.
Yeah.
And, you know, as an early adopter of the Wii U, what are your initial thoughts on this new console to welcome in the new generation?
Well, for the most part, I actually like it more than I was expecting. Like Nintendo's been really bad with the internet, online community stuff. Until now.
Hey, do you want to exchange friend codes after this?
Oh yeah.
Let me clear half an hour off my schedule, yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on my memory skills, so if you can just tell this to me later, I should.
I can memorize pi to 100 digits, but I don't know my friend code.
So difficult.
Well, the Wii U finally got rid of friend codes. They were kind of gone in the 3DS too, sort of. But the online community stuff on the Wii U is actually good for the most part.
Oh, so it works like iPhones. If you slap Wii U's together, you both have your friend codes?
It's just like Xbox Live Relay. You just send a friend invite. And, yeah. It's kind of different from the other consoles because there's they call it the Miiverse, and it's just a big old message board. And it's divided into the different games, and you can actually just post. You can while you're playing the game, just press a button and then post directly into the message board for that game, and other people can reply. And you can also put drawings on there, and you can even mark stuff for spoilers, and it actually works. And it's really heavily moderated because I have not seen a single penis drawing so far, and that's a miracle.
So who moderates those? Is it the same people who jerk off the goats, or how does that work?
You gotta kill time somehow.
Yeah, I figured so.
I mean, they still have one hand free, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can double dip.
But they kind of messed one thing up, though, with the Wii U, because one thing that was a big problem with the Wii is, they had the virtual console and all that. And if you bought a game, it was tied to the system, so if it broke, you lost the game.
Oh.
Unless you actually sent
Did
it...
change that? That's still that?
Well, they added because there's like no accounts or anything for the Wii, and on the Wii U, it's like, hey, now you can register separate accounts and all this, and it's like, cool. And it's like, hey, the things you buy are tied to your account. All right. Hey, the account that your things are tied to your console. So it's just the same thing. Although I guess now they made it easier, because now it's just like, if it breaks or something, just tell Nintendo, hey, all my stuff that was on my account is gone, and then they just give it back to you. It's still an extra step that doesn't need to be there, though. You should just be able to log in on whatever Wii U and just download everything.
But you can't.
So how about the games? So is Nintendo Land, I've heard about that at E3, is that something that came with it? And then I'm guessing you got the Mario game?
If you buy the deluxe set, which has a bigger hard drive, yeah, Nintendo Land comes with it. And then the other one I got was New Super Mario Bros. U, which...
Sure.
I mean, it's just a side-scrolling Mario game, but it's actually pretty fun. It's still pretty easy so far.
But high def.
High def.
Yeah.
It does look nice, though. Even if it does kind of have, like, the plasticky look all the other Super Mario Brothers have had recently.
Right.
So is it one of those things where it's easy to get through, hard to complete? Like, is it got sort of a collectible system like New Super Mario Brothers Wii, not U?
Yeah, I remember the first Super Mario Brothers Wii, had those coins you could collect.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, the game itself was pretty easy, but collecting all those coins and unlocking the secret worlds was kind of hard.
Yeah, they still have the coins, and getting all of them and being in the game, I think, unlocks the Rainbow Road, like in Super Mario World.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, but they added a lot of things to the levels that were kind of missing in the other new Super Mario Brothers. Like, there are actual, like, secrets in the levels now. Like, some of the levels have secret exits that take you to new levels.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
So it's very Super Mario World-y.
Yeah. So, I found 2 secret exits, and it's like, let me skip a couple of worlds, so now I'm, like, halfway through the game. Yeah, and it's pretty good. They have Yoshi in there, but they don't use him much. They're really into, like, putting baby Yoshis in the levels now. They're, like, all, like, little gimmicky baby Yoshis. Like, one of them glows, and so you have to carry this fat-ass little gold Yoshi through dark levels that you can't see shit in.
So it doesn't work like in Mario World, where you feed it, like, 5 times, it turns into a big Yoshi?
There are these pink ones that you can feed, and then they grow, like, wings or something. And then you can just use it to fly over the entire level, I guess.
Red Bull Yoshis, they call them.
Yeah. This game uses the Miiverse, too, and it's kind of interesting, because it's like, if you beat a level and you beat it in, like, a specific way, like if you don't take any damage, or you beat it really fast, or you get all the coins, they'll ask you, like, do you want to write a post about this level? And then, like, you post it, and it comes up either in the Miiverse, or, like, if you turn it on in the game, like, everybody else's posts will, like, appear above levels, and all that. It's kind of interesting, because sometimes people, like, give
Can you
hints in there
post,
and all
like,
that.
really cryptic and depressing, like, existential messages? Like, no one really understands you.
You could, yeah, as long as it's, like, less than 100 characters long.
And as long as it doesn't have any penis drawings.
Right, yeah.
If you may beat this level, but it will not be fulfilling.
Oh.
You may beat this level, but the world is going to end in a matter of weeks. And everyone you know and love will be dead.
Well...
Wahoo!
Can anyone really love you because they don't have the same experiences reference that you do? You're truly alone in the world.
I guess I'll keep feeding this Yoshi. I'll just keep feeding the Yoshi, and maybe it'll be happy for me. I'll live vicariously through this Yoshi's life.
Yoshi can never be an avatar for happiness.
Yoshi's a symbol of despair.
No.
No, Yoshi just eats fruit.
How's the whole iPad controller thing that it has? I heard it's heavy, then I heard it's not so bad, it's not too obtrusive. Does it work decent?
Yeah, the screen is pretty nice. It's just a normal capacitive touchscreen. So it's, you can't do, like, multi-touch like an iPad's, which also means it feels a little slightly less responsive than those type of touchscreens.
Sure.
Like, it has you can still use your fingers, but it came with a stylus anyway.
I mean, you don't have a very wide library, but from the 2 games you have you seen any really interesting uses?
Well, Nintendo Land, I know, uses the screen in some interesting ways, but again, I haven't played that one yet, because it's mostly a multiplayer party game. what New Super Mario Brothers does is it's just a second screen, so you don't have to actually use your television. You can just play it away from the console, and that works really well actually.
Did you do a distance test? How far can you?
It's actually inside my own house, it will lose signal from the Wii U at a point, but it's it doesn't really seem to be distance of the problem. It's how many objects are in between the Wii U.
So you have to be like, depressing grandma, get out of the way.
Yeah, God. You're just like a lump, and you're getting right in the way of my Wii U signal. So it's I can bring it into the kitchen, and then the fridge fucks it all up. If I stand right next to the fridge. But if I'm all the way down the basement, it's completely fine.
But if depressing grandma were to use the touchscreen, say, isn't there something in Mario U where you can make platforms appear if you're holding that tablet?
Yeah, it's one of the multiplayer things I haven't really touched yet. But yeah, you can have a second player who makes temporary platforms and all that, and it makes some sections actually a lot easier. Because you can have 4 platforms up to a time, but then they disappear the instant you jump off them. There's something else that's boost mode or something. I don't know how exactly that works, but somebody else fucks with the touchscreen and speeds up the level really fast, and people have to
that's
catch
Boost
up.
Mobile. It's a tie-in, sort of cross promotion.
Right. Couldn't you use that to dick each other over though? Just make platforms if someone's trying to jump and
yeah, you could.
I don't know if you played New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
I mean, that's kind of the mission statement of the game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other games on the horizon that are... Because, I'm not getting a Wii because none of the launch games look particularly appealing to me.
Right.
So is there anything coming up that... I'm kind of interested in if they can make anything neat out of the whole control scheme they have set up for it.
There's that Platinum game with the sort of superhero almost...
Oh, what is that called? Magnificent 101, maybe?
Project 100? Something with 100 or 100.
It was originally a project, and then it had an actual name.
Oh, okay.
Magnificent 101.
That looks cool.
Yeah, it's the Magnificent 101. Yeah, there's that and Bayonetta 2. There's that Rayman game.
Oh, yeah.
That was supposed to be a launch title, but then they pushed it back to early next year. That looks pretty good, because the previous Rayman game, Rayman Origins or whatever, was really good. Although I guess a reason why it might have been pushed back is because there were Wii U tablet specific levels where it's you weren't directly controlling Rayman. He was AI controlled, and instead you were building the platforms and stuff for him to move across.
That sounds so fun.
But the problem was, it turned out too much of the game was that, and people started complaining, so it's oh no! So they're making more levels where you're directly in control of him or something. Obviously there's Pikmin 3 that's early next year, and there's one other... I can't remember exactly what it was. There's Zombie
Just
U.
Dance 7.
Yeah, Just Dance 7.
I figured that was it.
Yeah, you dance right on top of the tablet.
Finally.
It's mostly for the Chinese audience with the very small feet.
Right.
There's Zombie U out at the moment, which is kind of a dumb name, but...
That looks really interesting, but I'm not hearing good things.
The problem... It's been getting, mediocre and sometimes bad reviews, but from the reviews I've read, it's all the reviewers were expecting a different game and got upset when it wasn't that. Because it was everybody was just expecting a first-person shooter action zombie game, and it plays more like a roguelike in first person.
Right. Well, that's exactly what I thought was interesting about it, taking those roguelike features out of the turn-based grid dungeon delve thing that they're always used in.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in getting that now, because I've heard some other people who've actually played it talk about it, and they made it sound a lot more interesting than the reviews did. Because it actually has some ideas from Demon's Souls cribbed from it.
Oh.
Because you only have one life, so when you die, you play as an entirely different person after that. And when you die, you lose all your items, but you can find your previous person as a zombie, and if you can kill them, you can get your items back. But it's if your zombies will appear in other people's games, and you can also leave messages sprayed on walls and floors and stuff in Demon's Souls.
That's very cool. Demon's Souls.
And then you have to obviously you have you can only look at your inventory through the tablet, and it doesn't pause the game, so you're like entirely vulnerable through that, which was kind of interesting. And then you have like a scanner, kind of like from the movie Alien, and you have to use that. You have to like actually put your tablet up to your TV, because I guess it can actually uses the sensor bar or whatever. And it detects zombies for you and all this other shit, but also picks up like mice and stuff, so you don't actually know if there's zombies around.
But if you want to be sure, you can just call up your friend OctoG123 and he'll give you the hookup.
Oh yeah, get on the Miiverse.
Assuming you got those friend codes.
But yeah, the actual tablet is nice. It doesn't feel... Like, it's a lot lighter than I thought, but it has enough weight to keep it from, like, feeling cheap.
Does it come with a lot of, like, built-in non-game, like, applications? Like, can you just doodle on it? Is it fun to doodle?
Yeah. I mean, there isn't any, like, separate app that's just drawing, but, like, on the Miiverse, that's what lots of people have been using it for, is to just post drawings. And there are actually, like, a lot of good drawings on there, which is surprising.
But none of dicks.
Right. It's amazing. Also, like, no Reddit memes or anything, which was...
they moderate those out, too?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I saw one.
This is why Nintendo's my favorite company in gaming.
Finally.
They were really strict with, like, even shitty memes and stuff, because there was one of those awful, like, Fry, take all my money things, and it was gone in, like, 3 seconds. It was like, bam! Vaporized.
No creatively bankrupt people on my Wii U.
Now play the new
So
Super
I guess
Mario
I'm never
Brothers.
buying one. Great, thanks.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point there is, like, just a separate drawing thing. Like, there's one for the 3DS that's actually a really nice, like, painting app, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's on here. There's lots of video streaming stuff on this.
That's cool.
That little webcam on it so you can point the tablet at yourself and, like, vodcast yourself playing a Wii U game?
Yeah. There's, like,
Perfect.
a video chat thing. I haven't tried it out yet, but people
So what
have
you're
been
saying
it
is
works pretty
the Let's Play subform is obsolete.
well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see you guys. This is going to be the last Retsutalk. It was nice
It's
knowing
impossible
you.
to LP a Wii U game.
Impossible?
Well, I mean, if you have to show the second screen, you'd have to have, like, a scare cam of the screen in there.
Well, you just...
Well, I think you just answered your own question.
Yeah, you just do something like the Giga Quad. Get video out from your console and your tablet.
I guess a better question is, can you sneak your own face into that scare cam and show yourself reacting to yourself pushing the tablet buttons?
Maybe. I think it can happen.
I want to see a prototype video.
But inside that scare cam, you just put an even smaller thumbnail of the main screen and do like a never-ending hallway effect.
I don't know where to look!
And within that scare cam, you have another scare cam showing some incoming tweets with the hashtag you've made for the particular stream you're working on for that video.
And one for Weavers. Miiverse.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Finally. Thank you. I think we've got this thing figured out, man.
I think we just found our next Chippewa video.
I'll get right on it.
So speaking of that, you guys have been doing some themed retsupurae type stuff within recent times.
We already talked about, well, last time I was here, we talked about the animes a bit, and that's over. At least for now. Like, that was a No More
was a big
Heroes
hit, though.
thread only thing. Yeah, people are sad to see it go.
People like seeing anime be made fun of.
I'm a little sad to see it go, too. It was fun, but I mean, it's time to take a break before it gets stale.
Yeah.
Let Japan make more terrible stuff.
Right, you gotta wait for them to release that Console War as Ancient Japan War anime or whatever the hell. Where the main character is like a blue-haired anime guy and he's supposed to represent Sonic.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know much about it. You'd have to ask like Zorak.
This is 100% not made up. Like,
It is an actual anime that it's like an ancient Japanese period like war with just like normal human people, but it's supposed to be like disguised as the console wars, and all the people are supposed to represent different game systems or game characters. The main character is just this generic looking blue haired anime guy, and he's supposed to be representing Sonic. Yeah.
Sold.
Mm-hmm.
So now you guys are doing Blip Theater?
yeah. I keep calling it blip.rp, but that's not how it's listed on the website, so I guess it's not official.
I want to call it that, but then it's like, well, there's one theater thing. Might as well make it consistent.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, you find Blip videos, make fun of them?
Yeah.
Instead of YouTube?
Yeah.
That's the idea?
It's an idea that we came up with when we were doing the Uncharted 2 thread, where we sort of had this running theme of, like, it's when monetization was first getting really big, and we thought that was weird, and some people weren't doing a very good job of it. It's just a weird thing to see the whole Let's Play thing do. Right. But Blip has so much other terrible stuff and so many other genres. And we just spread out from Beyond Gaming to like drama and science fiction. And I really want to do a workout video. Because no matter where it's hosted, workout videos, they say the dumbest stuff.
That's one of the sections I haven't looked at yet.
Fitness. It's going to be great.
So what are some examples of things that you found so far on Blip?
Well, we recorded one that I've edited it, but I haven't put it up yet.
It'll be a race. What gets uploaded first?
I was looking through some of the categories. I wasn't really expecting to find anything strange or like awful in, so I went to like the how-to category.
This one is good.
And I'm trying to remember. It's
called iHandy.
Yeah, for iHandy.com, and it's like all these different how-to videos, and with ladies, but they're all like in lingerie. And it's just supposed to be, like, you know, you're supposed to get all titillated while they're showing you how to, like, change the batteries in your remote or whatever the hell.
And it's got a voiceover with this woman with, like, this breathy phone sex voice.
Yeah.
Talking about how to properly change the bolt with a lug wrench. And
yeah. And, like, a lot of them were just, like, really simple duh things, and obviously you're just there to look at the lady. But I was just trying to...
This one.
Yeah.
How to prevent steamed windows when you're taking a shower.
Yeah.
Because I've never figured that out. I need to look that up.
But I was just trying to see if there were any, like, really strange ones, and I found two. One that's kind of Let's Play related, but the first one we did, it was, I have to look it up now so I know exactly what she was about. How to build a cyclorama photo studio.
And this is like a whole weekend project with power tools and belt sanders.
Yeah, so it's... First of all, I didn't know what the hell a cyclorama, whatever the hell studio was. And it's only 5 minutes long, but it's like a project that would take a solid week. And, like, this lady is in this crazy lingerie, and, like, the whole time she's, like, operating, like, circular saws and sitting on unsanded wood. And, like, nailing all this shit together, and it's like, it just kind of glosses over all the steps. Like, oh yeah, you know how to do this, right? And then at the end, it's like, oh, this project took about $1,500 to make.
The one thing I kept coming back to is, did they find someone who was handy and teach her to be an underwear model, or did they find an underwear model and teach her how to be handy?
She looked like she knew how to use a circular saw.
She knew her way around that saw. Enough to know that for her to know that she was not properly dressed for the job.
She knew her way around it enough to say, you know how to do this, right?
Yeah.
And skipped all the steps.
Oh, it was this really sweet, like, clubbing music in the background the whole time she was doing it, too. It was really intense.
And then we did it back-to-back with a video where a girl just plugs cords into a box.
Yeah, it was how to record gameplay footage off your Xbox. And she just has an HD PVR, and she just plugs in some cables, and that's it.
So you see the whole breadth of iHandy. But yeah, we've done about 3 different sci-fi series with varying levels of animation and live action. We've done a zombie
sci-fi series on a Blip exclusive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
High budget?
No.
Oh.
2 of them were animated. One was live action. The live action one was the one that looked the best, because they had, like, makeup, but it was still really low budget.
They had makeup.
They had makeup, yeah.
Then there are 2 we did of web reviewers. One that's been uploaded so far, and one not yet.
God!
Oh.
And they're both so bad.
Oh,
are we talking like derivative web reviewers?
Yeah.
I wish.
Well, because I haven't really looked at the video game category yet, because I know there's going to be... That's, like, where most of the awful, easy to make fun of stuff would be in.
Mm-hmm.
That's our wheelhouse, you know? We got experience there.
Yeah, I want to, like, look for different stuff that, you know, to make it different from, like, normal retsupurae videos or whatever, but, Oh my god, this last one we did was just some kid reviewing some random, like, shoot-'em-up Xbox Live Arcade game. But his whole gimmick...
Which was originally for the N64. Like,
yeah, it was like... I can't remember what it was called.
people
like,
should have made up their
something.
mind about this game by now, is what I'm saying. We don't need him.
But his whole gimmick was that it wasn't him reviewing, it was puppets. But it was just like a dragon puppet he had, and then there was like a wolf puppet. And it was just the most, like, soul-draining video to watch.
Terrible voices, terrible characters, I guess you could say they were.
So it was a puppet show?
It was a puppet show
It was a
reviewing
puppet show.
an Xbox Live Arcade game.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good.
So if you want some of that,
Yeah.
you don't. You don't want any of that.
I'm dreading to edit that video. Because at first it's like, oh god, do I even want to put this video up? Because it's like, no matter how many jokes we can put on that video, it's going to be bad no matter what.
Yeah, we've been there.
I think he's the worst reviewer on the entire internet. We have to put it up. Just
Really?
yes. No
That's a
lie.
bold statement.
No
Out of
Out of
joke.
every reviewer we've made fun of, like, including the guy who, like, fought inanimate gumball machines in his own room, and he was, like, a grown-ass man and everything.
That was just bad for being really, really derivative. Which
Yeah.
is sad when fighting gumball machines is not unique.
Classic trope.
But yes.
This is all part of your Peace Walker thread,
For
I'm
people
assuming?
who all... Yeah, it's my contribution to the Peace Walker thread because I'm not in it proper. Yeah.
lpforum.com/somethingawful/peacewalker.org, I think is the address.
.co.uk.
.co.uk/
be sure it's the HTTPS.
right. Oh, yeah. Dot //
One backslash.
one backslash, not a forward slash. Or I think it's like //
Take 2 lefts after the root directory. If you hit the old silo, you went too far.
Yeah. Go to your command prompt, hit let us play Chip Cheezum Peace Walker, and that should get you there. So there was one other thing to address. Chip, this is a situation you went through fairly recently.
Yeah.
I saw this on your Twitter not too long ago, and I felt like I had to ask you some more details about this. You had a fan situation, as it were.
Situation.
Situation.
Fan.
It all started when I saw Ironicus tweet something that I was really confused about. What was it? You said something about, like, hey, this asshole calls family members to get the phone numbers of your friends, and that's weird. And I was like, huh? And then Chip tweeted something like, hey, I went through something weird recently.
Well, my house gets phone calls from, like, really strange numbers all the time, and it's almost always solicitors. Like, it has a weird extension, all this shit. And we got a call, like, really late at night, like 9:30 or 10, and I had this weird-ass extension. It had, like, a 3 before the area code, and it was no...
A 3?
Yeah, it was like 3 - area code.
It will be
dash
explained
number.
shortly.
So that came from outside the solar system.
Yeah.
Let's play Super Mario Galaxy 2 coming soon to a subform near you.
Oh.
And my dad answered the phone, and it was my dad said it was just some guy with kind of a weird accent. And so when my dad did what he usually does, and he just fucks around with them like he was a telemarketer or something. My dad does this awful thing where he talks like an Indian man or something, and then he starts speaking in Klingon until they hang up.
If anyone's wondering, his dad is a little racist. A little
More
bit.
like a little awesome.
Really awesome, little racist.
But the guy, like... Well, my dad usually does this with telemarketers. They hang up pretty fast because they get that he's just fucking with them. But this guy didn't. He was on the phone with my dad for like 20 minutes. And he was asked, like, this guy, called, and then he asked for me, like, my real name. And so my dad said, no, there's nobody who lives here like that, but I have a dog with that name. And then the guy got really confused because there's a dog with the name that he was of me. And the guy wouldn't hang up, and he just kept asking, and then my dad was, like, asking for his name, and he said his name was Zach, followed by a last name that was my last name with one letter that was different.
What?
Yeah, he just took my last name, took the T out, replaced it with an L, and it was really confusing. And the guy, he was asking where the guy was from. He's like, "Oh, I'm from France," and my dad didn't believe him. And so eventually, the guy he's like,
French
"Okay,
people can't speak English. What is this?"
So eventually, the guy said, "Okay, sorry for bugging you," and he hung up. And then 5 minutes later, he called again. Because he thought maybe he had the wrong number or something, so he was just redialing the number, but no, he had the right number. And he continued to talk with my dad some more, kept asking if I was there. And he called a total of...
Five
times. He called 5 times. We answered the first 3 times, and then he called once while we were talking to somebody else. But the weird thing was, like, after the first 3 calls, the phone number changed to a phone line from California, but it was the same dude.
Oh, yeah, sneaky. Hey.
Yeah. And so we were trying to, like, look up his number, and we couldn't find it anywhere. The first one that was apparently from France, but we could find the other one. It was from Big Bear County, California.
That's a real county?
Yeah, Big Bear County.
You don't want to live in Little Bear. That's just creepy.
So he didn't call after that. But I thought that was kind of weird that there was somebody calling for me. And he also knew my parents' names. They knew that they lived there. And I remember earlier in the day, because I can recognize some people who tweet at me a whole bunch. And there was this one guy who's tweeted to me a couple times in the last couple of weeks. And I remember he tweeted at me earlier in the day asking if I could have a Skype call with him, because he thought that would just be nice. He would really appreciate it. And I didn't answer because I usually don't just answer requests like that from people I don't know.
Sure.
And I was like, wait, somebody asked to, like, talk with me earlier today? So I just tried to look for it, and then the tweet was deleted. And so then I was, like, immediately suspicious of this guy. So then I just started, like, doing e-detective work on the guy. And it only took, like, half an hour to find his real name and all this. And it turned out he was from France. And all this, but I was like, okay, but I can't really link that to him because I can't get his phone number or anything. But then I got private messages on 2 of my accounts. One was a Let's Play account, one was my personal YouTube account. And I was, oh shit, I think I saved the messages actually.
Let's read them.
Yeah,
right now.
Let's find them. I have a
podcast it out to the masses.
While you're looking that up, I would like to say that my tweets were a bit more eloquent when I sort of broke this story the next morning by shaming the dude publicly.
Right.
Hey everybody, this dude is a total creep who calls people's grandmas to stalk them over the internet. Fuck you, buddy. That's
that was it.
Word for word what happened.
Mm-hmm. I actually saved a bunch of shit in this guy just in case he ever bugs me again. Like, I have a special folder, and it's just called Fuck You, followed by his name. But he sent me this private message that says, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, and the reason I'm prefacing my message with this is because it's kind of understandable you would. But anyway, your chip...
Like, he knows this is over the line. Like, grandmas are off limits. Can I just propose that as a rule? Like,
I know I'm kind of an idiot, but...
Oh yeah, so before I even got this message, my grandma called because he called my grandma first because he couldn't figure out my phone number, but he somehow figured out my grandma's number. So he called her up and then said, hey, I'm a friend of Chip Cheezum's. Can I have his number? And she gave it to him because she thought he was a friend of mine. Yeah. But anyways,
gross.
the rest of this message goes, you're followed by my real name, right? Phone number, my real phone number. And you live in... I have a couple of addresses. I was just wondering... I have a couple of addresses. I was just wondering if you'd mind having a conversation with me. You can call me at phone number, which was the phone number from Big Bear County. I have to tell you something, and it has to be over the phone. It's kind of important, and I think you just ignore me otherwise. What? I'm not going to say something stupid like, I'll release your information if you don't, I'm evil, because I won't, so no worries about that. And also, I do realize my message sounds slightly crazy. I'm sorry about that. Followed by a frowny face.
But I'm a crazy person!
Oh, God.
Wow.
And the best part is, he just wanted to say, hey, I really like your stuff.
And that was the important thing?
Yeah, that's what he actually really wanted to say was, I like your videos, they mean a lot to me.
My thanks carries a lot of weight.
It must be done over the phone. I will find you.
Yeah.
It is imperative that we have a direct
I
conversation.
have every address you've ever lived at.
Oh my god.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it was like, I didn't know if it was this guy on Twitter or not, because the YouTube account he sent the message to me with was like some entirely different account, but after like doing an hour of looking around, I was able to link it to him. So then Ironicus tweeted to that about him, then he felt so sorry, and then he started backpedaling, and then he sent me a second message.
He backpedaled all the way to the Ukraine, man.
Mm-hmm.
So at least he was harmless, I guess.
Yeah.
Just really dumb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he did tell me how he figured out all my info, and it was something really dumb, so I was able to get rid of that, so now nobody can find my info.
Yeah, yay.
I hope that never happens again!
Eesh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, the guy really, really wanted to be a gaming journalist.
Well, I
Really
guess he's got the investigative part down.
Yeah. Really wants to write for Polygon.
Polygon?
Probably the only person to really want to write for Polygon.
What is Polygon?
They broke... It's like a separate thing, but it used to be a part of The Verge, which was just a news site. Now it's like its own separate site. And...
That took
It's just
forever to exist.
Yeah, they were hyping it up for so long. It took so long for it to exist, and they like made a documentary about how they were changing the gaming journalist
Before it launched.
before it launched. Like huge blowhards, and oh my god. Also, their website design kind of sucks. It's like Web 5.0, but it's like really hard to read if you're not reading it on an iPad. I hate it. Ugh.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Huh. Fun stuff.
So yeah, goat masturbation. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Goat
So we'll
masturbation.
probably call this podcast as Goat Masturbation. Anything else, fellas?
Everybody go talk to your family. They miss you.
Mm-hmm. It is the holiday season. Get your family something.
Yeah.
Give them a call.
And because it's the holiday season, it means Steam sales!
Oh yeah.
Steam sales have started kind of early this
I
time.
went-
It's not
yeah.
the usual Christmas sales. It's kind of like fall Thanksgiving
I went
sales.
away for like I mentioned before. I went away for Thanksgiving. I come back today. I got 2 Steam presents.
What'd you get?
So thank you to the guy who got me, person, who got me Knights of the Old Republic 2, and also thank you to the person who got me Hotline Miami. I've heard very good things.
You're welcome, Ironicus. I've been looking through some of the sales. There's some appealing games on there. Like the Walking Dead, which I've not played yet, but I'll probably pick up at some point.
People have been saying that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I watched Season 2 of the show recently. Kind of got me to want to get the game as well.
So wait, the Walking Dead game is like really episodic, and they keep coming out with like new episodes.
It's 5
every once in a while.
episodes.
There are 5 episodes total. They've all been released at this
They're
point.
done now? They're finished?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So are they selling them in like a full series bundle now?
Yeah, it's like $15 right now or something
Oh,
on sale.
that's
It might-
actually really good.
it might-
Yeah, I think the entire time was like I think it was originally like $25, and that got you like a season pass for all of them. But you could pay the same amount and download all of the episodes
Right.
now. Yeah, there's Torchlight 2 that's available, slashed off.
That's all I have to say about that.
Lots of other things. I played the first Torchlight. I kind of liked it. The second one has multiplayer. It could be kind of fun. I'm just looking at Steam right now. Got the Mass Effect games. Both
Last
games
thing
are like $6
I played
each.
on Steam, I finished VVV before I left on Wednesday. I think I might have actually finished it on Tuesday. That was fun.
Very fun.
Yeah. And, I guess you can't have an episode without Binding of Isaac talk.
Right.
It took 36 hours, but I beat the whole game for the first time.
You beat the chest.
I opened up that chest.
What power-ups did you have that let you beat the chest?
Oh, I can't remember. I know I used Kane, but I did not make a note of what I actually had running.
That'll be a cliffhanger for next time.
Is that embarrassing that it took 36 hours? It took 24 to beat Mom the first time.
I played the game longer than that. I haven't beat the chest. I came close, but didn't make it.
I've only played Binding of Isaac for 90 minutes, somehow.
Darksiders 2 was on sale recently, but I don't know if that's good or not. I like Darksiders 1 a lot.
Then go for it, man.
I don't know. I'm too busy trying to Let's Play Mario Galaxy 2, even though I haven't started the thread for it yet.
Do it.
It'll come soon. Very soon.
So says the goat man.
So says we all?
Wii U.
Including the goat masturbators. Get the Wii U. If you're into that.
Your goat will appreciate it.
Your goat will appreciate it. The goat can hold the pad. Can create platforms for you.
The feds are back after me.
Uh-oh.
I swear it was a joke.
Well, are you guys feeling good? Did we cover it all?
I think this is alright.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good. Are we okay?
I think so.
Do we need to talk?
Okay.
Night, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Depending on when you listen to this.
Mm.